Hey everybody, just another one of these quick update videos. I was on another podcast a couple of months ago called Shame Watch from Flat Films. They have a cool show where they revel in and delight in films that they're kind of ashamed to like. And so when they invited me on and said, what would be a good fit for you? I said, well, probably the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers film, although I'm not ashamed to like it. We talked for about an hour. James, one of the hosts, is also a huge fan of the movie, as it turns out. And so we geeked out about Power Rangers. A couple of the other people on the show knew very little about Power Rangers, so it was really fun to explain it and put it in our kind of new adult context. So check out the first 10 minutes, and then you can go over to either shamewatchpod.com or iTunes or Podcast Addict. We're episode 125, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, with me, guest star Frankie Frame.
Today, we are finding our inner sacred animal and finding the power within so we can defeat Ivan Ooze in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie in 1995. I'm James Fight, the grumpy one. Below me is the lioness herself, the queen of the thirst traps.
Olivia Slappin Suarez, also known as the Purple Power Ranger, which you're probably thinking, is there a Purple Power Ranger in this movie? No, but if I had to be one and I had to pick a color, it would obviously be purple.
So. I don't know if there's ever been a Purple Power Ranger now that you say it.
I'm trying to think
and there's been a lot of Power Rangers, so I have no idea.
There's been a lot of Power Rangers. I feel like no, Zeo didn't have one. But maybe Turbo. We're gonna explore that.
You'd have to dig deep.
They did not have a Purple Power Ranger in Turbo. I can't confirm that.
Oh man.
Nice. Check.
Our chief, executive chief archivist, the one, the only.
Kenny Madison, I'm sorry. I'm a little disappointed today.
Why? What's going on, Kenny?
I'm a frog.
You're a frog?
Yes, a frog. Like a handsome prince.
The ones that you kissed to turn into a handsome prince. Mwah.
I would look just as good in that clamshell bikini.
Yes. And our special guest who would look amazing in that clamshell bikini is...
Yeah, I'm Frankie Frame. I'm the guesty one.
Yay!
Thank you.
Frankie, welcome. You and I are both good friends with Ashley Blom, and that's how we got connected.
Yes.
So
yes, she was she guested on my web series Boxmac a bunch of times, and then she said you should be on James's podcast, damn it. And then I said, all right, what does he want to talk about? And Power Rangers came up.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, then that's a very big yes, because I'm a massive, massive fan.
Honestly, I'm shocked that we haven't covered this movie earlier. We've covered a Power Rangers film.
The 2017 one.
Yeah. Which is a great
Phenomenal.
movie.
I don't think I was on that one.
Oh, Olivia,
I don't think so.
Honestly, I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it. It's pretty darn good.
So after today, you'll be 2 for 3 in terms of theatrical Power Rangers releases. You'd have to find somebody interested in talking to you about Turbo.
Okay.
Listen. I own Turbo because I own the My Morphin and Turbo DVD, the combo one. So Listen, if you want to borrow Olivia, you can watch Turbo.
Okay. Because I remember, I might have made this joke on the pod before, but when somebody said Turbo, I was thinking of that movie with the racing snail.
Oh, yeah.
The DreamWorks
you thought maybe there was a Power Rangers tie-in, the snail morphs at the end or something.
That would be great if the snail just broke the fourth wall. It's like, it's Morphin time.
Right. Or a snail Zord. I don't know that I've ever, a snail carrier Zord.
It would definitely be a carrier, like a tour or something like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Frankie, thank you again for coming on.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me.
So what we do with Shame Watch is we take movies that we're ashamed of loving, but I sense there's no shame in you loving this. But if there is, what is it about the 1995 Power Rangers movie that brings you maybe a little bit of shame?
Well, there's shame associated.
Sure.
I think I've overcome it. That's that's the journey, is overcoming shame.
That's very brave of you, Frankie.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your struggle.
No, I remember, so I'm 35. Mm-hmm. I became a Power Rangers fan when it debuted. I remember seeing the promos.
Yeah.
And that was back when you'd see a promo and you'd actually get excited about a show and you'd tune in and watch it. And it was Saved by the Bell meets Godzilla. It was coolest with metal music. It's the coolest damn thing. Yeah. And so throughout second grade, I was obsessed with every other kid dressed as a Power Ranger for Halloween and, bought all the toys. And the toys are all behind me, in fact.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
But then there, like, I think through third grade, it was weaning, like it was starting to fade a little bit, through the Lord's dead years and that sort of thing. And then the movie came out in 95, which is 2 years after the show debuted. And I remember that by that point I was in fourth grade, and it was officially, uncontroversially uncool to like Power Rangers. It was quite a bad thing to like Power Rangers.
What?
You couldn't be seen with the lunchbox. You had to retire the lunchbox and that sort of thing. It became like, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what caused the stigma, but at least where I was from and at that age and that point in time, it became kind of like, liking Care Bears or something like, it became like a very uncool or childish thing to like, and cool kids with big dicks would not watch this show.
What was like the thing that replaced Power Rangers then? Like, was there something that became more popular? Like, oh, it's cooler to like this?
Yeah, I don't just say this because of like word association. I'm staring at it, but I think like things like fighting games like Mortal Kombat or, it definitely wasn't like, it's not like VR Troopers took over or something.
If only though. I mean,
Power Rangers is dumb. You know what's cool? Beetleborgs Metallics.
Yeah. Like, rules. I would say X-Men the animated series continued to be perfectly acceptable, and so like as Fox Kids, because Power Rangers was on Fox Kids, as that evolved, I think you're supposed to evolve with it. Yeah, maybe I don't know. For those of you who were Power Rangers fans, did it remain cool for a few years, or did you have my experience?
I always watched it in secret because I was born in 92, so I never caught like the actual start of it. So I always watched reruns of it growing up. And then like by the time I caught up, I think I caught up around like Turbo, when Turbo premiered probably. And then by then I think it was still pretty uncool, but I didn't care because I loved it. So me and my friend would always watch it every Saturday morning. That was kind of a routine. We'd watch that and then Spider-Man, the animated show. So, yeah, I've always secretly,
as I recall, it aired, like it's syndicated on its own channel on Fox every morning at 6 in the morning. Like they just played it because they produced. For those who don't know, Power Rangers was sourced. All of the fighting footage when the Power Rangers become really skinny is sourced from this series in Japan that had been running 17 years before Power Rangers debuted in America, called Super Sentai.
Yeah.
And the way that works is every season it reboots. They just do a new set of basically costumed heroes with like motorcycle helmets that control giant robots and fight monsters. And yeah, this was the one that we know as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came from season 17. It was Kuru Sentai Zhuranger. Oh. And so they basically cannibalize this show for fighting footage, and then they would shoot this sort of Saved by the Bell stuff around it. And they produced like, I think the station ordered like 50 episodes just right out of the gate, just because it was so cheap to make.
Yeah.
So it would air all the time, and then I think they would premiere new episodes on Saturday mornings, like you said.
That's when I remember them. Yeah.
But regarding the shame, I remember there was this one kid that was like really edgy, fourth grade. I'll tell you, his name was David Young. And
wait, I'm sorry, David Young.
Yes, David Young. He sounds like he should be on Power Rangers with a name like
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, totally. And he would be the first to cool police you about things you like. Sure. And I remember like he threw out a quote or something where I was like, motherfucker, that is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie quote that you just referenced. And like you're just trying to be fun or funny, And so like I kind of had an aside, I must have done something to suggest to him that I knew that. And before you knew it, I was brought into a cone of silence with David Young that he did in fact enjoy. And he made the distinction. He's like, I love the Power Rangers movie, not the show.
Oh, yeah, there's a difference.
Unbelievable.
And then like as time went on, like he became a little bit like, once he told himself that story, that it's okay to like the movie, not the show, he started to be more public about it. I was more public about it with him. And I remember some other kind of like lumbering low IQ kid was like, "You guys like Power Rangers, dude?" I'm from Massachusetts. And we both like kind of in unison, we're like, "No, not the show, the movie." And then the kid was like, "Oh, all right, I actually like that too." You know, and like we started a social movement.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just like the Power Rangers would have wanted.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. We went down to the juice bar and told the good word, the truth.
Yeah. Instead of martial arts, it was just loving the Power Rangers movie.
Exactly. So the Power Rangers movie was I had to be embarrassed to like it, and yet at the same time, like obviously it was a massive movie for kids our age. And
Oh yeah.
I remember I went to the theater with like my best friend, and my dad took us, and he fell asleep during. I think he like just dropped as soon as like the skydiving sequence started.
Which
And-
how can you fall asleep during that sequence
I know.
alone?
Oh my
Makes
gosh.
me want to skydive.
Aren't Bulk and Skull like tethered to each other falling out of an airplane? Like how can
Yeah.
you fall asleep during this?
It's high peak comedy and action.
Tommy's airboarding. He's got a snowboard, but he's skydiving. Listen,
Very
to me.
very 90s, very badass.
Tommy
Yeah.
could get it too. I'm just
Oh
saying.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. My mom still has the biggest crush on Tommy, and she would not shut up about it.
Wow.
Like constantly growing up, she would just tell me how dreamy Tommy was. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to watch cool fight scenes.
You know, I got to tell you, James, I can't imagine my mom ever being like, I kind of want to that Power Ranger.
Oh.
I can't imagine it. But
Well,
I think we have very different moms, is what I'm learning.
I think so too, because my